and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And in this video, I'm going to keep it real with you in regards to my review of the Boo Bash after hours event that went down at Disney World yesterday for its opening night. I've got some interesting observations about that particular party and also some recommendations for you as well, including if I think this party is worth it and possibly a few tips for those of you who are going to wind up going anyway. However, before I get that all started, please do your girl a favor. Please do hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when your girl goes live or even when she has new content, just to share with you all. So you want to get all that delicious goodness from your girl, hot, fresh out the oven and ready for you. So with that said, let's get started with the video. Now, if you've been following me for a while, especially on Twitter, you know that I obtained tickets, or well, my ticket anyway, for the opening night of the Boo Bash After Hours event at Disney World. Now, I've been looking forward to doing a Halloween event at Disney for 2 years. The year I was going to go last year, but as you know, the Wu-Tang flu popped off, so the party didn't happen. So I was excited about having the Not So Scary party come back. Well, that didn't. Disney replaced it with this after hours event, and I was none too pleased about having to pay, I want to say almost $50 more for what is about 3 hours less of event time and no fireworks and no major parades like Disney is famous for having, especially with events like this. I've been to the Halloween time event out at Disneyland, which is freaking spectacular. I believe that's being replaced by the Oogie Boogie Bash this year. And from what I read, it's a lot more involved than the paltry offerings that this Boo Bash was at Disney World. So let's start out with the first thing. And the first thing is the crowd level. Now, if you saw my live stream, you saw how incredibly packed that park was. But by the time it was party time to start, the crowds thinned out considerably. So I was very happy with the low crowd levels that were there. It was, I don't want to say a ghost town, but yeah, that would be the proper analogy. The crowds during the Boo Bash and opening night were a ghost town compared to what it was with the regular day guests being there. So, from what I can see, Disney has limited crowds with this particular event. Now, please keep in mind, this was opening night. So, people like me who were vloggers and all that were there opening night to catch video and, get all particulars about the party. Disney did open availability, aka more tickets for several of those other nights. So I don't know if the crowd level is going to be as thinned out as it was for opening night for all of these other nights. So what you're going to be seeing going, from opening night or all these videos with these super, 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 super low crowd levels, it may not stay that way. And if I was a betting person, I'd bet on the crowds not being that thin for the remainder of the parties, especially on Halloween night. I hope I'm wrong, but be prepared just in case that doesn't happen. Like we're going in. So, since your girl is a foodie, of course, let's get to the food. Now, I had heard some complaints that there was some conflict of information about Disney giving out that supposedly there were some Halloween items that were to be available during the day, but then people got told that it was only going to be available during the Boo Bash, and the information about the Boo Bash had like only two exclusive food items listed. Well, it turns out that those items are actually just for the Boo Bash. So for the Boo Bash, you had two like dessert items, and that would be first being the Maleficent churro, which was supposed to be sold at one of the food carts on Main Street, USA. I never saw that cart on Main Street USA, and it seemed that the cast members didn't know where that particular food cart was either. So I missed out on the Maleficent churro. Kind of annoyed about that. The second was the Foolish Mortals funnel cake, which was would have been disrespectfully delicious, but the ice cream was kind of gritty. So yeah, so it's not really, I wouldn't really call it disrespectful. Um, Sleepy Hollow is known for having really good funnel cakes. So while this was a nice addition for the party, it was pretty it was pretty unforgettable. I mean, you can pretty much make it on your own with the M&Ms and M's and stuff that, you got from the treat trails that were there. They did have 3 no, actually 4 drinks. So at the Golden Oak stand over in Frontierland, there were 2 drinks that you could get. One was a frozen mocha, which sold out. The second was an apple dale drink that was like frozen ginger ale, ginger drink with cream on the top. Very refreshing considering how hot it was. Very delicious. Not super sweet. Very much enjoyed that one. And so that one was worth it. Wish I could have tried the mocha, but they sold out of the mocha, unfortunately. Okay, so there were 4 drinks, not 3. So it's 2 that were at the Golden Oak. One that was, I believe, over by Storybook Treats, and that was the 5 dozen eggs drink. Yes, 5 dozen eggs, like Gaston bragged about in Beauty and the Beast. So that was like a custardy drink. Which was extremely good. Lots of nutmeg spice on the top with the cream and a cinnamon stick. That one's going to be more popular, I think, the cooler the weather gets. Cooler being relative in Florida, but it was my favorite. Not super super sweet, but very disrespectful considering how thick and rich it was. So very enjoyable. I would purchase that one again. The last one is going to be the Prince John Pucker, I believe is what it's called. It's green. It's super, super sweet and sour. It's basically like ingesting an orange Jolly Rancher. Super sweet. Like you feel like you need an insulin shot after after drinking it. It comes with a ring pop, cute presentation. If you don't like sour drinks, I would ignore that. So yeah. So those are the 4 drinks that they had. So 4 drinks, 2 food item desserts, but overall, considering what's been offered at the Not So Scary Halloween parties in the past, pretty paltry. So Disney could have done much better than they did. At least I feel that way. Now, included in the price of your ticket are the free popcorn, sodas, and water, and Mickey ice cream bars. I say free because you know it's not free. You paid for it. It's just something you don't have to pay extra for, like those event exclusive items, like the 2 food items and the 4 beverages that I told you about. You have to pay extra for those. The free stuff, there were people lined up for the free items. Frankly, I would say don't waste your time doing that at the beginning of the party because near the end of the party, there are no lines for that stuff. You can just swoop in and get it on the way out. Now, of course, you have the candy treat trails. Now, they're the trick or treating stops. They're very, very well marked. There's these big, huge orange inflatables that let you know that, hey, stop here and get candy. So it's not like you just kind of stop, get your candy, and roll on. They kind of put you through some of the attractions to kind of get a little bit of an ambiance to make it kind of like kind of like a trail. So one that's at the Monsters Inc. laugh floor, you go through. There's like two stops. You go in and there's one, and then you go into the theater, and they kind of have Halloween theme running there on screen. Then when you exit the theater, there's another place where you can pick up candy. So it's like you can hit it in two places. My other favorite one, of course, is over by Splash Mountain, which is cool because it makes you look like you're going into the briar patch to get your treats and everything. So that was very cool, very enjoyable, and I liked the forethought put into that particular treat trail. There are a couple more that are spread out throughout the park. I believe there's about six treat trails. I'm kind of going on recollection. I did at least four of those. One being in Tomorrowland, which was, yeah, it was okay. You just stopped, grabbed it, and went. That wasn't memorable. That one was across from the Tomorrowland Speedway, and then there was another one which was by It's a Small World. I think that Pinocchio Village House. I think that's where that one was. And you go inside, you go out. It wasn't very memorable. So let's get to the merchandise that was available. If some of you followed posts on Twitter or Instagram, you will find out or see that the day of this event, during the day, that there was a lot of merchandise that was put over in the Emporium at the Magic Kingdom, and a lot of that merch that went as quickly as it showed up. The merchandise, they had various things this year, which I thought was pretty cool. Was they had merchandise for the Hocus Pocus movie, so they had plushes from the three Sanderson sisters. They had a Thackeray Binks plush, was a black cat with like a witch's hat. That sold out. I didn't even see that one left at the party. Various t-shirts, spirit jerseys, candle, a couple of things. I mean, it was okay. I didn't think that most of the merchandise was very memorable. One of the things that I happened to get, which of course you can see back there, is the Oogie Boogie Loungefly backpack, which I don't even know if they're going to restock that. I just happened to grab mine at the last minute because someone decided they didn't want it and they put it down. Of course, they had the mini ears that were neat. I grabbed the one back there that you can see with the plaid and the sparkly bow because I can kind of wear that all throughout the fall. They did have some with like the Mickey and Minnie pumpkin ears. That was cute. Like I said, the merchandise, it was okay. Nothing extremely memorable. A couple of pieces again that sold out very quickly. And the most annoying thing is that they did not have any event exclusive merchandise. The Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party had event specific merchandise. So I don't see why Disney couldn't have at least given us like so much as a coffee mug or a t-shirt that said, like Boo Bash after hours event, something like that to make that event memorable. And they seemed to drop, not seemed, they did drop the ball on that. Next, let's get to the entertainment. If you've ever been to the Halloween time at Disneyland, or you've been to any of the other Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, the entertainment for this one, it will be an understatement to say that it was woefully lacking, because it was. You did have the cadaver dance come out to sing, of course, socially distanced. That was cool, but these are also known as the Dapper Dancer in the park during the day. So, you know, six of one, half a dozen of the other. They're good to see, but honestly, you've seen them before. They just have, makeup on and make them look like they're dead, hence cadaver dance. Second, of course, they had like the DJ dance party over in Tomorrowland. That's a dance party, nothing different. really, at all, at all. I've seen that dance party numerous times, being at the park. So nothing new and special for that, for the Boo Bash. Now, my biggest beef happens to be with these so called cavalcades. Now, that's a very fancy word, but what a cavalcade boils down to is, imagine instead of like a big, huge, fancy parade with a bunch of floats, you get one float with a couple of characters on it, and that's it. And you'll see another one maybe in 15 minutes. Again, single float, couple characters around it, and that's it. Literally, after the first one that I saw with the Mickey and Friends cavalcade, I literally said out loud, "Is that it?" Sorry, not sorry. For as much as you're paying for this party, they could have at least given us one parade. You could have done it socially distanced and gave us at least one cohesive parade to be able to stand there and watch for a 20-minute block instead of spreading them out over an hour. I was not happy. I did like the one from the night before Christmas with Jack Skellington. Always great seeing the Pumpkin King. That was nice. Maleficent Dragon, that cavalcade was actually very cool. It was very cool. But again, too short, and they should have just made all of this stuff just one cohesive parade. So not it really it really diminished the value for me. Disney parades would be a highlight of your park going experience, and considering how much you pay for this Boo Bash, they needed a right and proper parade. So the last thing that we got for entertainment, which I guess you could call it entertainment, was at the end of the night where the characters came out on Main Street, where the train station is, where the train doesn't run right now because they're working on Tron and Tomorrowland. They went up there and kind of, moved around a little, danced and all that, waved everybody in the crowd, basically, thank you for blowing all that money tonight, for the very little bit of entertainment that we gave you. It was cute, um, cute but forgettable. Uh, yeah, that's they could have maybe at least given us a little bit of fireworks. The music was really low. It wasn't really loud. And it didn't seem more of like a proper performance. It seemed more of like an afterthought, like, hey, let's kind of do something for the people on their way out. Nice thought, but it just nah, we actually could have just done without that. It would have been cooler. Just having them up there waving to us as we left. Maybe, that would have worked. So let's talk about the ambiance around the park. You would think that for a Halloween themed event, there would be lots of spooky ambiance around. Yes, there was music that was playing. Some of the Halloween music would change depending on where you were. There were, of course, projections. Skulls, spiders, spider webs, scary, creepy things. Projections around the park, even at Pirates of the Caribbean, you get a big, pirate symbol projected on there. That was okay. Nice touch. Now, I will say that Main Street was themed extremely well. They did not half-ass it with Main Street. When you walk down Main Street, USA, and it's decorated, and it was decorated for the Boo Bash, well, basically, it was decorated for Halloween or fall in general. You'll see the pumpkins that are up there, and a lot of them are themed around the shops that the pumpkins are next to. For example, in front of Casey's, you see a pumpkin that'll have a C hewn out of it, and one that has fries on it, and one that'll have like a hot dog on it. That was actually really cool. Main Street looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I like what they did with that. The castle, of course, you kinda saw the windows, instead of being that, like, champagne amber color, it shifted to like a creepy orange color, and the lights were all orange around where the castle was. And the castle projections had like, not projections, but the colors are more like Halloween themed. Like here, you'll see a really, really cool green color that I captured. I hadn't seen that green before. So that was very nice, cool, creepy. Addition to the ambiance there. And even cooler when you're on Main Street and you look down Main Street and you can see the castle with the creepy projection colors, the windows and on the castle, and the lit up Mickey pumpkins on the street lights on Main Street. So that was extremely cool. Now, of course, the best ambiance of all is going to be over where the Haunted Mansion is. Now, granted, what Disney World does with the Haunted Mansion is nothing compared to the off the chain, insane, crazy overlay that Disneyland does with the Nightmare Before Christmas theming on the Haunted Man on their Haunted Mansion. But at Disney, seems like for the Boo Bash, haven't seen it for the Not So Scary Halloween party because I didn't go, but for the Boo Bash, they had extra fog. The cast members seemed a little bit more creepy. For those of you who remember going to the Haunted Mansion back in the day at Disney, the cast members were purposely um, creepy and um, trying to figure out, I don't want to say sinister, but they were very dour. Like you would say hello and they would tell you goodbye and tell you step dead center into the room. I mean, they were freaking into it. They were into it. But yeah, the fog and all that, the creepy lighting, the haunted mansion looks even creepier with the lighting than it usually does. And of course, they have Miss Carlotta come out. She's a ghost, she's dead, but she likes to, talk to people and everything. So that's a cool actress that they have kind of doing that while you're there. You can kind of stop, listen to her. She likes to interact and tell people, stories. So that's kind of like a cool side thing to do.
And I'm here to tell some tales. If you dare to stay and listen, I'd love that. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, is that my parasite? I mean parasol. I almost said parasite. Although I am like a parasite. I'm dead. I'm dead. You can't. I just can't. There's no other way to put it, sweetheart. I died over 100 years ago. It's true. What are you holding in front of your face? Oh, that's the camera? Where's the curtain and the big thing that like the rope and the pool and the fireworks and stuff goes off?
I didn't hang out too long there because I wanted to go into the Haunted Mansion. So had some fun enjoying the ambiance and of course finally catching a picture of uh, Madame Leota's gravestone where her eyes open. I've rarely been able to catch that. So I actually managed to capture that. It looked even creepier with the purple lighting and the fog going on there. So let's kind of wrap up a couple of things in regards to the Boo Bash. What I liked, of course, was the low crowds. Definitely like the low crowds. Again, it may have just been that particular night. So it would look good and people would report about low crowds. But for me being there at the time, that was a great plus. The theming that they had at the Haunted Mansion, I really did like. The Halloween music that they had going through the park, I liked as well. And of course, I did like the specialty drink offerings. I wish I could have gotten the mocha one, but didn't get a chance to try that. But the things were great. I wish there were more of them. So what I did not like. Now, if you've seen my video before this, when I was talking about my predictions for what the Boo Bash was about, I still do not like how much you have to pay for this party. Now, granted, the night that I went was opening night, so that was only $129 plus tax. The closer you get to Halloween, and Halloween's already sold out. So that was $200. $200 a night. Well, yeah, $200 for that party. Okay, if you're paying anywhere between $129 to $200, you only have 3 hours of party time. 3 hours of party time. Okay, you get into the party at 7 p.m., but there's long lines for the rides and stuff like that. You can't even indulge in getting your free ice cream, your free drinks, and all that stuff. Well, free. You can't even get to that until everybody's out of the freaking park for the time for the party to start. 3 hours. How are you going to do? Get all your free stuff, get on all the rides, get in line for the specialty stuff, go shop for merchandise and all of that. And then it's time to leave the park. It's way overpriced for that. No fireworks. Okay. No fireworks. No proper parades at all. It's basically an upcharge for them to experiment on how little they can give you. And I think it's a test on how much people are willing to pay to get so little in return. Now, for the Christmas parties, I believe that's an extra hour that they're going to tack on and also have fireworks. And I believe those tickets go on sale, I want to say later this month, but that's just postulation. But I will say that there are so many downsides to this party. And I will say, especially if you have young children, especially if you have little kids, they move at like half the speed you are because they have to work twice as hard to keep up with you. They're going to be so tired by the end of the night with this, and it's not a lot that they're going to really be able to do in those 3 hours. It's not enough time. It's not enough time to get your money's worth. So I would wholeheartedly say skip this. Totally skip this. If you have, if you have access to the other parks, go to the other parks and enjoy the Halloween offerings that they have there. Go to the resorts later on and check out their Halloween offerings as well. Go to Disney Springs and check out their Halloween offerings that they have there. But do not blow between $129 to $200 to drop on this travesty they have a nerve to call an after hours event. Yeah, it's after hours, but you're not getting your money's worth. You're not. I feel like I didn't get my money's worth at all. And yes, I am salty because I feel that I did not get my money's worth for what I had to pay for. Oh, yeah, and considering you have to pay $25 to park there as well before you even get into the party. Just reminding you of that. So, if you are planning on going to this party, I would highly recommend three things. One, don't waste your time trying to get on the rides and get all your complimentary beverages and food and that as soon as the party starts. Do that like around the last hour of the party or so. People aren't thinking about riding the rides during that time, so you can ride the rides and get your stuff out. Two, don't waste any part time trying to eat a meal. That's a waste of time. Do it before you get to the park. And three, I would say study that event map as much as possible to figure out where you are going to spend your time. Because remember, time is money. You got 3 hours for this thing. So you need to use your time wisely with that. And interestingly enough, I got a survey from Disney Destinations about my experience at the Boo Bash, and I plan to let them know exactly what I did not like about this event. I'm hoping that they will get enough negative feedback about this event that they will bring back the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, but we'll see what happens. So that's my review of the Boo Bash. Please let me know in the comments any questions that you have about the event, or did you attend the Boo Bash? Did you enjoy it if you attended the Boo Bash? If you did, I'd really like to know what it is about the event that you enjoyed. And especially if you went to the Boo Bash and you did not enjoy it, please do let me know in the comments what you didn't like, because I definitely would love to hear from you on that. Okay, so with that said, that's going to wrap this video up. I do appreciate you watching. Please do me a favor and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, because all of those likes gets my videos into the recommended video stream, and I definitely want to serve as an independent voice when it comes to visiting the parks. I'm not about blowing pixie dust up your skirts, but I am about giving you information for you to make informed decisions about how to spend your theme park dollars and time. Also, please do hit that subscribe button, and when you do, please do hit that notification bell so you know when your girl has videos that are new and ready for you guys to enjoy and consume and give me feedback on, okay? All right, so until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.